We're going to do Creed instead of Travis today, guys. Travis will go tomorrow, okay?
Travis will be along.
Close at 12:30. 12:30. All right, guys, go ahead and fire away.
Tommy, congrats. What do you think was working for you so well over the past month?
I mean, just a combination of things. You know, I've been working on a lot of things in the off season with my leg swing, and you know, it's nice to see that, you know, like really starting to like pan out and, you know, start to piece some things together with that. But just that, and then just, you know, the mental side, like going into the season, I just feel really good. You know, how I ended the year last year. Just able to take some cues over from last season, you know, carry them over into this year.
What was kind of going through your mind on the fake field goal, especially like Coach Toad said that it didn't work out the way you guys were hoping as far as the coverage goes, and 58 was right there on the tight coverage.
Yeah.
What was kind of your focus on that play?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I want to get the ball out as quick as I can, and I didn't do that, so you know, that's kind of on me. So yeah, like when I put the ball down, popped up to roll out, it looked like the linebacker was coming down a lot faster than he was. So I just kind of hesitated a little bit, and yeah, I just got the ball out a little bit late, and then, yeah, you know, obviously every time you run a fake, you want it to go well, but you know, unfortunately, that wasn't the reality this time. So, yeah.
You have these moments in games sometimes where you have the punt and you get pretty fired up, and it seems like you're in the zone.
Yeah.
What do you think it takes for you to maybe reach that area?
I guess like the biggest thing is like just kind of like getting into a groove early. You know, you hit a couple balls really well early on in the game, then yeah, you just get this feeling like you just can't miss. Like the ball just looks huge. You drop it, the ball looks huge. So that's always a great feeling, and that's something, you know, I'm always like striving for. And you know, a lot of it's just the preparation pregame. You know, just like walking the field and doing a lot of visualization and really just like, you know, just visualizing, you know, like how the ball's gonna fly in the air and like in the stadium, and yeah, so it's just a lot of mental preparation.
So are you glad that you know where you're gonna play? You know it's gonna be grass. You know you guys are in Tampa. You don't have to think in the back of your mind about turf in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean that's not a decision for me to make.
But
you
are
know.
you glad though that decision is made?
Yeah, I'm glad a decision's made, you know, just so, you know, I can start mentally preparing for, you know, where we're going to play, just because, you know, obviously Tampa, Minnesota are two completely different environments. But yeah, so I'm glad that a decision's made with that, but yeah, you know, my heart goes out to all the Floridians. You know, as a fellow Floridian, I got a bunch of friends down in Fort Myers and in that area, so yeah, just heart goes out to them.
How much do you think you've grown from the last time you played there? Where it was probably maybe one of the worst games of your career in the Super Bowl, and just
Thanks.
Sorry. But obviously this is sort of a full circle moment for you. Just how much do you think you've grown from that game to where you are?
Yeah,
now?
I mean, an incredible amount. I mean, obviously I was a young player, and that's no excuse. But you know, a lot of stuff goes into it. A lot of stuff that, you know, yeah, people don't see a lot of stuff that goes into it. But you know, obviously when you go out and you play in big games, like obviously you want to play well. And I mean, that's a couple years ago. Like I don't think about that game ever. You know, I've moved on. I've grown. I've learned a lot from it. My preparation is completely different now from how it was then. So that's just something that was in the past and something that happens. It's not something that I really think about. I've grown from it. I've moved on, and yeah, just trying to keep doing what I'm doing right now.
I don't know if the visualization part of that pregame is one of those new changes, but is there example of, is this something I did pregame as a rookie versus what I do now, and it obviously translates to better performance?
I mean, there's a lot of different stuff that goes on. I have my own personal mental cues and stuff like that, and like stuff that I don't really want to like share just because it's sacred to me and what I do in my preparation. And same thing with Harrison. He's got a bunch of things that are sacred to him in his preparation that he wants to keep unique to him. And you know, it's one of those things like, yeah, we just want to keep some things to ourselves, and we don't want to you know, just like a magician, we don't want to tell about like all our tricks, whatever the saying is, you know. Yeah.
I know you guys practice, you know, different fakes, different plays throughout training camp and everything, but does it work that like, hey, you know, Dave had something on tape, and all week it's like, we're going to do this, or is it just a club that's in the bag, you guys practice it every week, and we're going to go get it whenever, you know, maybe the situation feels like it?
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the...
Did you know going into that game, we're going to do this at some point?
Yeah, it just depends on the game. It depends on the situation. You know, we have different stuff up for, you know, different teams each week. and this was a fake that we'd been practicing specifically for Indianapolis, and yeah, we just saw some things on tape and it looked really good, and yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out. Can't say that I'm not a little bit upset about my my completion percentage, but it is what it is.
Matt, last one.
Hey, you've kicked in the stadium before, and it certainly doesn't sound like even with the game on, the weather's going to be great. What are kind of the intricacies, especially in kicking in poor conditions and in this stadium in particular?
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's a pretty open stadium, so it gets a little breezy, and of course, like right there, on the coast and right there on the bay, it definitely gets a little breezy. So, it's one of those things. Like I have like apps and stuff like that. Like I check the wind and all that, like going into the week, just so I can kind of like plan on what I'm gonna get and kind of see that through. Just so when I step out on the field and I'm walking the field pregame, I'm not completely shocked by what's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, like a lot of the preparation comes pregame as well, just like, going through doing my drops and, having my mental cues, set for that game of what I need to do and like how I need to be prepared based on, the just like the weather, wind, all that stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Tom.
For you.
Thanks.